I'm a private investigator. I've got some books that says Sickle Mayor. Inside, I have from the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois.
Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from.
In the small village of Dalton, Illinois, a political drama is unfolding that could rival any reality show. At the center of the storm is Mayor Tiffany Henyard, whose controversial leadership, questionable decisions, and ongoing legal battles have thrown the town into chaos. Think you've seen it all in politics? Think again. This saga has it all. Heated feuds, courtroom showdowns, public meltdowns, and a mayor who some have even labeled a dictator. Buckle up, because this political thriller is far from over. So, how did we get here? And why is all of Dalton buzzing about Mayor Tiffany Henyard? Let's dive into the jaw-dropping details that have been making headlines for months. Henyard made history as Dalton's first female mayor, but it's not her trailblazing leadership that's capturing attention. It's the whirlwind of controversy surrounding her tenure. From questionable appointments of top officials to a growing stack of lawsuits, her time in office has been nothing short of a political roller coaster. And in the latest dramatic twist, she's now suing her own village trustees. Yes, you read that right. Henyard is taking legal action against the very people she's supposed to be working with to govern the village. This unfolding drama has left Dalton residents stunned, and the stakes are higher than ever. Stay tuned, because this political saga is only getting wilder.
Everybody, is it the reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for church. That's what.
The firestorm igniting this political chaos began with a village board meeting that went completely off the rails. Picture this. Mayor Tiffany Henyard attempted to hold her own meeting at Village Hall, but when things fell apart, she didn't back down. Instead, in true dramatic fashion, she stormed over to another meeting being held at the Park District building, this one run by the rest of the village trustees. And how was she received? With a full-blown chorus of boos from the crowd. Ouch.
We get invoices, but those invoices lead to more questions, and sometimes we don't get answers to those questions. And so it's not about clickbait, it's about just making sure the right.
Why were there two separate meetings in the first place? It all stemmed from a ruling by the Illinois Attorney General's office, which determined that Village Hall wasn't large enough to legally accommodate all the residents who wanted to attend. In response, the trustees moved their meeting to the Park District building to ensure everyone had space. But Mayor Tiffany Henyard refused to go along with the change. She insisted on holding the meeting at Village Hall, no exceptions. When only 2 trustees showed up, her session quickly fell apart. The chaos only added to the town's ongoing political turmoil, leaving residents increasingly frustrated. After months of infighting, the people of Dalton have had enough. Critics accuse Henyard of being power-hungry and running the village like a one-woman show. One particularly frustrated resident even compared her leadership to a cartoon character, saying the situation felt straight out of a TV episode. She has not only embarrassed herself, but she has embarrassed the town of Dalton. She is acting like Timmy Turner with fairy godparents, using the town's money to make foolish and selfish moves. I have lived in Dalton for 30 years, and never have we been put in the spotlight like this. Please remove this child from office. As sigh. Tensions continue to rise. One thing is clear. Dalton's political drama is far from over.
Absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit you're guilty.
And when it comes to embarrassing moments, the public booing at the Park District meeting wasn't just mild disapproval, it was a full-blown rejection from the community. Residents turned their backs on Mayor Henyard, some even shouting her down as she attempted to speak. Visibly frustrated, Henyard tried to regain control by accusing the trustees of corruption and insisting that this was her meeting. But the crowd wasn't having it. After 7 excruciating minutes of trying to talk over the jeers, she finally gave up and left. The tension between Henyard and the trustees has been brewing for a while, and it all boils down to one key issue: power. Henyard has been making major appointments to critical village positions, including police chief, village administrator, and village attorney, without the necessary board approvals. That's a serious breach of protocol, and the trustees weren't about to let it slide. They took the matter to court, and the judge ruled in their favor, issuing a restraining order that blocked Henyard's appointments and required her to get board approval for any future decisions. But if this saga has proven anything, It's that Dalton's political drama is far from over.
The judge today declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling, he would.
But here's where things get even messier. Despite the judge's ruling, Henyard hasn't exactly been following the court's orders. Instead, she's been surrounding herself with the very people she was barred from appointing, bringing them into Village Hall and continuing to operate as if she's still in full control. One trustee even accused her of daring the court to take action, almost as if she's challenging the legal system to step in. It feels like a high-stakes game of political chicken, and at this point, it's anyone's guess how it will end.
And that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor.
So how has Mayor Henyard responded to all this legal trouble? In typical fashion, by doubling down. She's filed a lawsuit challenging the legitimacy of the board's meetings, accusing the trustees of illegally holding them at the Park District. According to Henyard, Village Hall is the rightful place for these meetings, and she's seeking a court declaration that any business conducted elsewhere is invalid. It's a bold move, especially considering the Attorney General's ruling on the venue's size. But one thing is clear, Henyard seems determined to maintain control at all costs.
Now, we've been reporting on questionable spending by a South suburban politician named Tiffany Henyard, but we only knew half the...
On social media, Henyard has been actively trying to rally support, portraying herself as a leader under attack by corrupt officials. In one cryptic post, she wrote, "I need all my black sheep to stand with me," adding, "You are not alone. If God is for us, then who can be against us?" It's clear that Henyard sees herself as a fighter, not just against the trustees, but against what she believes is a larger conspiracy against her. Whether the residents of Dalton share that perspective is another story entirely. This lawsuit is just the latest chapter in a long saga of legal disputes that have plagued Dalton during Henyard's leadership. Allegations of corruption, financial mismanagement, and backdoor deals have raised serious concerns about how the village is being run. Federal investigators have even taken notice, serving subpoenas to officials in both Dalton and Thornton, where Henyard also holds a leadership position. And with every turn, a new scandal or legal battle seems to emerge, keeping the drama surrounding Henyard's administration in constant motion.
Is wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable.
And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, rumors are swirling that even more explosive revelations could be on the horizon. Insiders claim that federal authorities have been working behind the scenes, pressuring people close to Henyard to flip on her. The biggest bombshell? Henyard's boyfriend, once a key ally, is reportedly cooperating with investigators. If that's true, it could spell disaster for the embattled mayor. After all, if someone that close to her is willing to talk, who knows what secrets could come to light? One courtroom scene in particular has already become the stuff of legend. During a recent hearing, Henyard's boyfriend took the stand and allegedly spilled a trove of incriminating details about the mayor's conduct. According to reports, he spoke about private conversations, shady financial dealings, and even bribes that Henyard allegedly accepted from local businesses. At one point, the tension in the courtroom was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Henyard, visibly furious, reportedly interrupted the proceedings, yelling at her boyfriend and causing a scene. Witnesses described it as a complete meltdown, with the mayor losing her cool in front of everyone. If these reports are true, Henyard's legal troubles may be far from over. And with federal investigators closing in, the drama in Dalton is only getting more intense.
Alright. I guess anything else? I get food all the time. Y'all.
This courtroom drama has only intensified the criticism against Henyard, with her opponents more convinced than ever that she's unfit to lead. Some are even calling for her immediate resignation, arguing that Dalton can't afford to have a mayor engulfed in so much controversy. Despite the mounting pressure, Henyard has shown no signs of backing down. She continues to deny all allegations, claiming they're part of a politically motivated attack orchestrated by her opponents. Positioning herself as the victim of a smear campaign, she's doubling down on her defense. But whether the residents of Dalton will buy into that narrative remains to be seen.
A one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is...
One thing is clear, the people of Dalton have had enough. The endless drama, legal battles, and public infighting have thrown the town into turmoil. At recent meetings, frustrated residents haven't held back, with some even calling for an investigation into Henyard's handling of village funds. They want answers, and they want accountability. But with federal investigators now involved, a resolution seems nowhere in sight. Adding to the chaos is Dalton's growing financial crisis. The village's finances are reportedly in disarray, with a report from former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot highlighting out-of-control spending. This alleged mismanagement has only deepened residents' concerns, as many fear the village could be headed toward a full-blown disaster if major changes aren't made soon.
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1990.
Despite the chaos, some residents can't help but find the situation oddly entertaining. One even joked, "I hope this keeps dragging out. She's the best clown show ever." For many, it feels like a live-action reality show, with new drama unfolding every week. And with the next township meeting just around the corner, tensions are only set to escalate further. So, what's next for Mayor Tiffany Henyard and the village of Dalton? Will she survive the growing calls for her resignation? Or will the legal battles finally catch up to her? And what about the looming federal investigation? Could it uncover new revelations that might bring her political career to an end? The residents of Dalton are watching closely, and so are we. This saga is far from over, and with each new development, the stakes only get higher.